On page 125, where has this week vanished? Is it lost forever? Will I ever recover anything from it? The joy of life, the unexpected victory, the realized hope, the task accomplished? Will I ever be able to banish the memory of pain, the sting of defeat, the heaviness of boredom? On this day, let me keep for a while what must drift away. On this day, let me be free of the burdens that must return. On this day, Shabbat, abide. Help me to withdraw for a while from the flight of time, contain the retreat of the hours and days from the grasp of frantic life. Let me learn to pause, if only for this day. Let me find peace on this day. Let me enter into a quiet world on this day. On this day, Shabbat, abide. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
And welcome to this really wonderful annual tradition as we celebrate not only Shabbat, of course, but the installation of our Sisterhood Board of Directors and our Temple Bethel Board of Directors. And also tonight we will mark a very a significant and very peaceful transfer of leadership from Mark Kaiser as our outgoing president to Eric Imley, who will be our incoming president. There's been some reports, Eric, that you had some conversations over the last couple of months with the folks from Temple Menorah. We'll have to kind of investigate that, perhaps. We'll see. But I think everything is, it's like over everyone's head. I don't know. I don't know about that one. But we are thrilled to be able to celebrate tonight with everyone. As we continue on page 121, I'd like to invite Elaine Blatt, representing Sisterhood tonight, to lead us in the Shabbat blessings.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Amen.
On page 123, you'll find Kiddush, our blessing for the wine. I invite you to please stand if you are able as we join together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, v'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom tefillah, lemikra'e kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim. Kivanu v'charta, v'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodeshecha, v'ahava uv'ratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-shabbat.
Amen.
Chaim.
Chaim.
Before we continue, and while you're still standing, just please take a moment to greet those around you with a very warm and welcoming Shabbat Shalom. Put these behind us. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom. Oh, is that warm and welcoming? I don't know. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
On page 128, you can take your seats. How good and pleasant it is when we dwell together. Hinei ma tov, page 128. Hinei ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. 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 Page 131. We sing a new song unto God, Shir Chadash. Shiru l'Adonai, kol ha'aretz. Shiru l'Adonai, shir chadash. Shiru l'Adonai, kol ha'aretz. Shiru l'Adonai, shir chadash. Sing unto God, all the earth, a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God, and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. We welcome the Sabbath bride into our midst, into our community, as we do each and every Shabbat. Beloved, come meet the bride. Beloved, come greet Shabbat. We're on pages 138 and 139. We'll share the first verses 1, 2, and 5 together, and at verse 9, we'll stand and face the door and welcome her into our midst. Rise and face the door. Our transition from the songs and psalms of Kabbalat Shabbat into our Ma'ariv evening service, the transition happens on page 144 of Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה ולמד ברכלותי וימליך מלכותי
בחייך וביומך ובחיי כל בית ישראל בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב אמן. יהי שמך מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה יתברך Yalla lai lai lai. Yalla lai lai lai. Yalla lai lai lai. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed. Le'olam va'ed. Yalla lai lai lai. 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 Let's join together in the middle of page 149 with our prayer for the evening and this interpretation of Ma'ariv Aravim. Together, this is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai HaMa'ariv Aravim. In the middle of page 151, again, let's join together. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol, all these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam va'ed. Please be seated. We're on page 154.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. אמת בנות כזאת וגם עלינו.
Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work. Whether you are tired or are rested, let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all of my mitzvot so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai, your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai, your God.
Page 157. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. Together, the high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way.
Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces.
Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed.
Let us continue to work for this day,
when the nations will be at one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
We invite God's presence to be spread over us like a canopy of peace, sheltering us, protecting us, giving that sense of safety and security through tonight, through tomorrow, and through all days. We sing Hashivenu together in the back of the service handout. Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom V'hamidenu Malkeinu leChaim Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom V'hamidenu Malkeinu leChaim Uvros aleinu Sukkot shlomecha Ushmor tzeitzenu uvoeinu Uvros aleinu Sukkot shlomecha Ushmor tzeitzenu uvoeinu Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom V'hamidenu Malkeinu leChaim Baruch atah Adonai Haporei Sukkot Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al
We continue with the words of Vishamru at the top of page 162. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et HaShabbat לדורותם בריתולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השבת
Prayer invites God's presence to suffuse our spirits, God's will to prevail in our lives. Prayer may not bring water to parched fields, nor mend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city. But prayer can water an arid soul, mend a broken heart, rebuild a weakened will. We enter into our time of prayer together as we chant the first three blessings of the Tefillah together. Then you'll have an opportunity to pray the words of our tradition through page 180, or simply turn inward and offer the prayers that come from the heart. I invite you to please stand if you are able as we enter into this time together. Page 164.
Adonai, Sevatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha. Adonai, Sevatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha. Yalalai, lai, lai, yalalai, lai, lai. 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 Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, v'Konei Hakol, v'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, Umevi hula livnei v'neihem, Lema'an shemo bi'ahava, Melech ozer u'moshia u'magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atah rav lehoshia. Morid hatal, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim. Somech noflim v'rofech koholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato lishenei afar. Micha mocha ba'al gevurot, Umido melach, Melech memit, Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman ata lachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kadoshim b'chol yom, Yalalucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Please pray silently.
Shalom, Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amecha, Tasim Leolam, Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amecha, Tasim Leolam. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל. 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 בכל עת ובכל שעה. בכל עת ובכל שעה. בכל עת ובכל שעה. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל. המברך את עמו
Take a moment now to Shaber Refuah, our prayer for healing. The words, you can find them in the middle of page 371. But before we sing this prayer together, if there is someone for whom you are praying who is in need of healing of body or mind or spirit, if you'd like to stand for a moment to get my attention and share aloud the name or names of those for whom you are praying. Michael? Ellie? Eve? Gloria? Sunny? Sunny? Yeah. Beth? Oh. Thanks, Gloria. Beth? Thanks. Okay. Anna? Marty?
Marty Herman, Randy Spiegel, Richard Sullivan.
Jack Leventhal, Marty Herman.
Mark?
Andrea Kaiser, Jack Leventhal, Marty Herman.
Tamar Davidson, Irma Remstein, Jack Leventhal, Marty Herman, Sarah.
Joyce Kahn, Phyllis Briskin, and Ann Kaner Roth. For all those named and those whose names we hold in our hearts, we pray together.
Blessed are you, God, whose healing presence is with all those in need. Amen.
We continue now with Seder Kiryat HaTorah, our service for the reading of Torah. We're on page 362. And just a reminder for those who will be called for an Aliyah to the Torah, the members, incoming and outgoing members of our Sisterhood Board of Directors and the Temple Bethel officers and Board of Directors. If you need a talit, you can grab one from the back while we are marching the Sefer Torah around the congregation. Page 362.
אין כמוך ואלוהים אדוני ואין כמעשיך מלכותך מלכות כל עולמים וממשלתך בכל דור ודור אדוני מלך אדוני מלך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום.
Please stand if you're able.
הרחמים,
Open the ark.
היטיבה ברצונך את ציון, תבנה חומות ירושלים, תבנה חומות ירושלים, כי בך לבד פתחנו, מלך אל
walk with us, too.
נישא,
Yeah. Stand next to Mark.
לאדוני איתי, ונרום למען שמו יחדיו. לך אדוני הגדולה, הגדולה והתפארת, והנצח וההוד. כי כל בשמיים ובארץ, כי כל בשמיים ובארץ. אדוני הממלכה, והמתנשא לכל לראש. ישראל, ישראל, מאורייתך חדו. ישראל, ישראל, מאורייתך חדו. Shalom. See you. Hallelujah.
Please be seated. Shabbat Shalom. In a few minutes, Cantor Davidson will chant verses from this week's Torah portion called the Ha'alotecha. At that time, we will invite two groups of leaders to ascend the bima to bless the Torah and to be blessed for their service to the congregation. The women who comprise our Sisterhood Board of Directors and the men and women who serve as officers and board members of our congregation are extraordinary leaders. Individually and collectively, they are the grease that keeps all of the parts lubricated, the engine that keeps the synagogue running, and the wheels that keep us moving forward. Now you might ask, why am I talking about our leaders in an automotive metaphor? Well, I'm inspired this week by the non-motorized yet equally technical movement of the Israelites and all of their things. You see, to make this work, you need a lot of different parts working together. And when something breaks down, you need the wisdom and skill of all to repair it and keep it moving. This week, after a very long time of remaining settled in place at Mount Sinai, yes, they haven't moved since then, the Israelites are finally ready to move. Now, as you can imagine, trying to manage a move of upwards of 2 million people is no easy task. Yet the tribal leaders and 3 special clans within the tribe of Levi are ready to take the lead. Several verses, including a few that Cantor Davidson will chant shortly, describe the process of how troop by troop the tribes fall into formation and begin their long journey through the desert. It's easy to focus on the size and scale of the operation. We might miss, however, noticing the smaller groups from the tribe of Levi, the Kohathites, the Gershonites, and the Merarites, how they fall into formation carrying out their designated tasks. You see, these three clans within the tribe of Levi are responsible for dismantling, transporting, and then erecting the Mishkan and the Ohel Moed, the desert tabernacle, and the tent of meeting. They do this every time the Israelites move from place to place. They were responsible for every part of the structure. These three clans had responsibilities that were oftentimes difficult, laborious, and perhaps even unheralded. Yet without them, the entire structure would not function. While the Kohanim, the priests, usually received more attention and praise, the Kohathites, the Gershonites, and the Merarites were indispensable to the Israelite mission. They kept the people moving forward, looking ahead toward the promised land. They greased the moving parts, made repairs, maintained the air pressure, and made sure that the entire operation didn't break down. Moses may have been driving the car, but he couldn't have moved an inch without his pit crew. The men and women who lead our congregation through sisterhood or the board of directors serve with distinction. In many ways, they are both the drivers and the pit crew of this operation. They maintain the sacred space. They count for every part of the congregation. And yes, they facilitate repairs when something breaks. Not only do they look under the hood, they are also engineers. They create designs that help improve the structure and the functioning of this entire system. And they make sure that everything that we do here is in the very best interest of Temple Bethel. Tonight we honor the men and women who serve on our board of directors and the women who serve on the sisterhood board and who, like the Kohathites, the Gershonites, and the Merarites, keep us moving forward. We are grateful for their commitment of time and energy, creativity and passion, and above all, their selfless devotion to our synagogue. We will be proud to call them to the Torah and proud to install them in their leadership roles shortly. May you continue to lead us wisely and ably towards our promised land, with two hands on the wheel, seatbelt buckled, and yes, driving the speed limit, while keeping all of our moving parts intact. Shabbat Shalom. So in the service booklet you have here, you can find the words of Torah and the two aliyot that Cantor Davidson will be chanting. Ta'amdu la'aliyah la Torah. For the honor of the first aliyah to the Torah, we invite all of the members of the board of directors of Sisterhood. Your names are on the front. In case you're not sure. On this side. Well, you never know. If anybody was nominated in absentia,
It's happened.
I'm sure. Come on down. You need the blessing? You need the blessing? Do you have the blessing? You need it? There you go. Thank you. You need a blessing? A second. I'm gonna move to the other side. Let me get out of the way here. Excuse me.
Should we start?
Ready?
Okay.
You ready? 1, 2, 3.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Vaed. Amen. Amen. וייסעו וראשונה על פי אדוני ביד משה. ויישא דגל מחנה בני יהודה. בראשונה לצבאותם ועל צבאו נחשון בן עמינדב. ועל צבא, thank you. מטה, no, thank you. מטה בני יששכר, נתנאל בן צוער. ועל צבא מטה בני זבולון, אליאב בן חילון. והורד המשכן ונשאו בני גרשון ובני מררי נושאי המשכן.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natah betoheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
And a blessing for you individually and collectively as you begin your service or continue your service in sacred leadership of our Temple Bethel Sisterhood, really the foundations of formation of our congregation from 1923 till today, and without whom we wouldn't be who we are today. Mishaberach imotenu va'avotenu, may the one who blessed our mothers and our fathers bless these women who have been elected to serve as officers of the Temple Bethel Sisterhood. Source of blessing, we are grateful for their gifts of creativity, devotion, skill, and energy that each one is prepared to share in order to help fulfill the sacred task of sisterhood. We're thankful to their families for sharing their loved ones with us, recognizing that their work requires countless hours. We appreciate the personal sacrifices that they will make for the greater benefit of this community. Dear God, inspire these women in all their pursuits. Enable them to live with an abundance of joy and blessing. Recognize them now as being installed as the officers of sisterhood, and inspire them to lead with sensitivity, passion, innovation, creativity, and above all, peace. Amen.
Amen. Mazal tov. You guys can go back to your seats, please.
You'll keep it. That's right. Ya'amdu la'aliyah la Torah. And for the second aliyah to the Torah, we invite our incoming and outgoing board members of the Temple of Bethel Board of Directors.
You ready? Any more sheets? Someone? Anyone? 1, 2, 3. Baruch Adonai Amorach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamorach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Amen. ונשא דגל מחנה ראובן לצבאותם ועל צבאו אליצור בן שדאור ועל צבא מטה בני שמעון שלומיאל בן צורי שדי, I went to the wrong line, בן צורי שדי ועל צבא מטה בני גד אליסף בן דאואל ונשאו הקהתים נושאי המקדש והקימו את המשכן עד בואם.
אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני
נותן התורה, אמן.
So we will install the continuing board members in just a moment, but we also take this time to honor those whose term of service to our congregation is complete. There are 3 of our board members who are going off the board. Soretta Gladson, who is basically being termed out because she has graduated high school and will be going to college next year as our youth representative. Linda Belzer has completed her term, and neither of them are, unfortunately, are not able to be here tonight. But Marla Schwartz is also leaving the board of directors.
After 42 years.
Come on over here. And what I realize is that typically the term, that we actually, believe it or not, we actually have term limits here at Temple Bethel. Typically one can serve 10 years and then has to go off. However, when you are the past president, you are required to serve in the position of parliamentarian until the current president completes his or her term of service. So Marla had, I think, her 10 years when her term of service was complete, and then she's had the last 3 years serving as parliamentarian for Mark. And Marla is the only board member who was on the board when I began my tenure here a little over about 12 years ago. So it's not going to be the same on these Wednesday nights, Marla, but I'm sure that you will be busy in doing some other activity for the temple that is for the benefit of our congregation. So I offer you this blessing, and for those who are not here as well, Mishaberach Avotenu V'imotenu, may the one who blessed our ancestors bless you, Marla, who has completed your term of service to the Temple Bethel Board of Directors, at least for a period of time. Source of blessing, we are grateful for the abundance of skill, energy, passion, time, and devoted commitment that you, Marla, have given willingly and wholeheartedly in helping us to perform the sacred work of leading our congregation in so many different capacities. We thank you for the many nights and weekends and discretionary time that you spent tending to temple business. And we are grateful for the sacrifices you have made for the greater benefit of this community, doing everything that, as you say, is for the good of Temple Bethel. Dear God, inspire Marla in all her future pursuits and continue to lead her to live with an abundance of joy, of blessing, and peace. Amen.
Amen.
We also have, just while Marla is here, and also just share this as well, we have not only a certificate of appreciation, that's the wrong folder.
Yep.
That's confirmation. A certificate of appreciation, but we also, as our custom, is to dedicate verses in our children's Torah as this kind of ongoing opportunity to dedicate verses. And so I'll share what we have for Marla, but also for Soretta and for Linda as well. So here's your certificate of appreciation, which in recognition and appreciation, this citation for leadership and service to the synagogue and the Jewish people is presented to you, Marla. Let me give you the right one. On the occasion of the completion of your service on the board of directors, for devotion and involvement in Torah, worship, and deeds of loving kindness. And for you, Marla, we dedicate Exodus chapter 18, verses 25 and 26. Moses chose able people from all Israel and made them leaders over the community as commanders. They judged the people at all times. They would bring the hard cases to Moses, but they would judge every minor case themselves. We dedicate this verse to you.
Thank you.
Just I'll share. To Soretta, we dedicate the verse from the Holiness Code, Leviticus chapter 19, verse 2. You shall be holy, for I, Adonai, your God, am holy. And for Linda Belzer, you can tell her, Marvin, we dedicate one of the verses from Birkat Kohanim, Numbers chapter 6, verse 25. May God's face shine upon you and smile upon you. And you can tell Linda we chose this verse because I still remember the question she asked me at my interview about how to talk to children about God and about seeing God in the face of the child. So you can give this to her and the certificate, and Soretta will get to her as well. Mazel tov. Sure. Okay.
I just want to say thank you for the certificate and for this part of the Torah. It has really been the greatest honor in my life to be of service. And it's a very holy and sacred relationship that we all have, representing you and working with our clergy and staff and one another. And I do, as I said to my peers, that whatever they do, that if they always keep what's best for Temple Bethel in mind, they'll vote correctly. So thank you again.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks. So do it.
Where's my kid? Am I supposed to hug her first and then we go? All right. Hold on a second. Yeah. No, but I have to. Okay. I'm going to invite you to please stand if you are able. As I lift the Torah, and you can see the verses that Cantor Davidson chanted so beautifully with all those very difficult second and third generation names of our ancestors. I'm going to ask our board of directors to form a line here so we can formally install you. Also, do you have this? Those of you who have this or have one nearby in eye view, no, you're going to need it because you have a reading part. Eric, you're going to be on this side. Everyone, okay, Jessica, if everyone can move down a little bit, and everyone scoot down. Everyone, I want Eric to be standing right here. And I'm inviting everyone to remain standing as we still have the Torah out. Move down a little bit more. Do the best we can. So there's my part, your part, and their part. You gather tonight on this bima, representing our leadership for the coming year. Like the elders assisting Moses, you have been graced with the opportunity to guide us. As a congregation, we ask for God's blessing upon you.
May God grant them wisdom and understanding. May God bestow upon them a sense of responsibility, of humility, and of humor. May the work they do seem not a burden, and bring them great joy and satisfaction. Through their leadership and service, may our community grow in strength and vigor, harmony and happiness, and make our contribution to the well-being of society. Loving God, bless the work of their hands and the intentions of their hearts. And let us say, Amen.
Amen. Pastor Torf? Yeah, okay, yeah.
We'll pass the Torah from the hands of one board member to the next. To our new co-president, Eric Imley, Gail Schwartz is in New York with the URJ Board of Directors. She's on TV. Hi, Gail. Hi, Gail. There you go. And to our Board of Directors, those continuing and those coming on, I offer you this blessing. Mishaberach avotenu v'imotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, v'Leah, hu yivarech et kol mi she'oskim b'tzorchei hatzibor be'emunah. May the Holy One of blessing and the one who blessed our ancestors bless all of those who occupy themselves with the needs of this community in faithfulness. And let us all say, Amen. And we will bestow upon you Birkat Kohanim, the priestly blessing, said just a couple of weeks ago from this very Torah, as a way to conclude and sanctify this very holy moment in your lives and in the life of our congregation. May God bless you and keep you. May God's face shine brightly upon you and be very good to you. And may God reach out to you, giving you the gifts of wisdom, of discernment, of leadership, and to do all this with the utmost of peace. Amen.
Amen.
Turn the Torah now, right? Yeah. Cool. Got it. I invite you to please turn to page 374. Yehallelu Shem Adonai ki niskav shemo levado. Let us praise the name of Adonai, for God's name alone is exalted. Pray responsively, joining together for the last two verses, last two lines. When Torah entered the world, freedom entered it. The whole Torah exists only to establish peace. Its highest teaching is love and kindness.
What is hateful to you, do not do to any person.
That is the whole Torah. All the rest is commentary. Go and learn it. Those who study Torah are the true guardians of civilization.
Honoring one another, doing acts of kindness, and making peace. These are our highest duties. But the study of Torah is equal to them all, because it leads to them all.
Let us learn in order to teach. Let us learn in order to do. seated. Mazel tov. Eric and Mark, you stay up here, please. Okay, Eric and Mark, yeah, here you go. But Eric, Eric, you go over there for right now. I don't want to displace that. You can have a seat. Let me figure out what we're doing. I got to look at my notes. All right. Let's clean up some things here. We'll have an opportunity just to hear a few brief remarks of thanks and appreciation, first from our sisterhood president, Carol Lebenthal, followed by Mark Kaiser, and then Eric Emily. Carol, just a couple words.
I'd like to thank all of the amazing women who have been on the Sisterhood Board this past year. I want to particularly mention that one of the amazing women was given a plaque, Woman of the Year. That's Ellie Zamos. I'm sorry, Ellie, that your plaque isn't here. I also want to say how sad we are to lose Rhea Zachs, who's moving up to Northern California. And we recognized her for the outstanding efforts she's done in so many different areas of sisterhood's functioning, as well as the temples. The women in our board have various professional backgrounds. They are interesting people with careers and interesting life experiences. We are so happy to welcome 3 new members of the board, incoming board. We are happy to welcome Allison Brandt, and thank you so much for agreeing to be on our board. Esther Shom, who you know has been leading the book clubs for many, many years. She is on the board this year. And Dina Dreisler. This will be her first year on the board, and we are thrilled to have them. So we look forward to a very good year, doing lots of things to enrich the life of the temple, not just the sisterhood. And I also want to remind everybody that we're having a program in August 6th. We want everybody to come, men and women, fitness for 50 and over. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol, and Shabbat Shalom, everyone. First, I feel that I have to dispel a couple of myths that have become far too prevalent here and at other Jewish synagogues. As I became president of this congregation 3 short years ago, I heard repeatedly some version of this comment. The only thing worse than being on the board of directors is being the president of the board of directors. Mythbuster number 1. There's nothing at all bad about being on the board of directors. I've been on the board of directors now for 6 years, a short time compared to Marla's, and it's been a thoroughly enjoyable and enriching experience. Mythbuster number 2. Neither is there anything bad or worse about being president of the board of directors at this congregation. Of course, I can't speak for other congregations, but for the past 3 years, I felt nothing but support and appreciation, not just from fellow board members, but from many of you seated here tonight and your fellow congregants. Let me rephrase the myth and turn it into a more factual statement. The only thing better than being on the board of directors is being the president of the board of directors. Of course, I'm not completely a Pollyanna. In any position of leadership, there are conflicts and challenges that need to be addressed and resolved. There are trade-offs that need to be made that aren't easy to make. Usually you wish the trade-offs didn't have to be made in the first place. And then let me quote Hopper, the leader of the Grasshoppers, in one of my favorite Pixar animated movies of all time, A Bug's Life. Hopper gave his cynical advice about leadership to Flick, our unsung hero in the heat of crisis. He proclaimed, The first rule of leadership, everything is your fault. I'm pleased to say that this was not a truth as practiced by our board of directors and staff over the last 3 years. We accomplished much, and we did so together with a focus on shared decision-making, shared ownership, and shared accountability. The truism in a volunteer organization such as ours is that no person is an island, and it takes many good ideas, many helping hands, and many supporting in lots of different ways to continuously improve the experience of our community. I've had the great good fortune to be the hub of this shared leadership wheel. So to the board of directors, our sisterhood board, educator Debbie Rowe, Kenner Davidson, and Rabbi Briskin, I say thank you for your love of Temple Bethel and the support you've provided these past few years. Your continuing commitment to growing the size of our community and strengthening the communal Jewish experience that we all enjoy so much here is both inspiring and infectious. Knowing that I'm surrounded by people who support Temple Bethel in so many ways, I'd like to thank you by sharing a quote from Rabbi Abraham Isaac Cook, one of Judaism's great leaders of the early 20th century, who talks about how beauty lies in everyone. He said, and I quote, "In everything you do, you encounter sparks full of light and life, aspiring to rise toward the heights. You help them, and they help you. Thank you all again for your ever-glowing sparks of light, and Shabbat Shalom."
Don't go far. Stay right here. Mark, stay here. So Mark, we're going to present you with a few gifts in just a moment. But before I do, I want to again congratulate our co-presidents, Eric Imley and Gail Schwartz, who will provide a new model of leadership that I'm excited to help see and help nurture over these next couple of years. And Eric will share a few words in a moment. And again, hi Gail, if you're watching from New York in the URJ board meeting. I know it's going to be an exciting term for the two of you and one that builds upon the strong foundation of those who have come before you. So Mark, I want to reiterate what I said before. It has been a distinct honor, privilege, and pleasure partnering, leading, and collaborating with you over these last 3 years. When you joined the board of directors 6 years ago, I don't know if you saw the Temple Bethel presidency in your sights, but others did. And we knew that you would bring to this role your thoughtful concern, your thoughtful counsel, keen insights, and great wisdom. It's all been instrumental in leading us through a very proud moment of our history, which we see every time we just walk into our doors. Your tenure was during our capital campaign and building remodel. To lead through that process while keeping this car running and moving forward felt Herculean at times, I imagine, but you've helped us prepare for the future as we look forward to it with determined optimism. I know I speak for my colleagues, for your fellow board members, and for all of us who are here who are grateful for your leadership and support over these years. I also want to express my thanks and appreciation to Vicki and Mia, who is not able to be here tonight. Vicki is, Mia's not. It's not easy to have your husband and your daughter to have him be Temple president. Many nighttime meetings, lots of calls and emails at all hours, even many meetings in your home. Thank you for opening up your home during our time of transition. All this can be disruptive. However, you have accepted all of this with grace and humor. We are happy to return him to you, hopefully intact, ready to enjoy new discretionary time that I hope and pray he regains very quickly. So Mark, we thank you on behalf of the staff and the board of directors. We'd like to offer you a few gifts, which are behind me, so don't go anywhere. Three things. All ceremonial in very different ways that I think will speak to many of your loves and passions.
Yes.
So first, the shofar.
Wow.
A shofar that when you sound it, and we know that as a French horn or
Trombone.
Trombone. All right, as a trombone major in college, you should be able to get a pretty good sound out of this. I don't think that George is willing to give up his leadership anytime soon, but
no, he doesn't have anything to worry about.
Wait in the wings, but this beautiful shofar, a symbol of what it means to sound and to call and to gather community together. Of the many functions that a shofar plays, it can be a warning sound, it can be a sound that leads people into battle, but I really like the idea of a shofar that helps to convene the community together in ways you've most certainly done very
Wonderful.
beautifully.
Thank you.
So,
One. Let's see if this will, I have to get a better stand for this.
second, we know you're going to have some discretionary time. So there are a couple of things that I know that you love very much. One is your beloved St. Louis Cardinals.
Right.
And so we got for you not only a St. Louis Cardinals jersey, but one that is customized with your name, and the number 18 on the back. And I did my due diligence. There's not been a major player of prominence. The number 18 is still being used. And so it is one that don't feel like you're taking, who was like the greatest St. Louis Cardinal of all time?
Stan Musial.
Yeah, it's not like this was not Stan Musial's number. This is now your number, and our gift to you.
Oh,
and
wonderful. Thank you.
and we know that you might just enjoy watching a game, not with a bottle of wine, but I might get this out of here. Just a very fine bottle of Basil Hayden's bourbon.
Nice.
Very fine bottle of bourbon. So
Very
What's
nice.
great about the bourbon is that you can open it and it's not going to last 2 or 3 days. Hopefully it'll last, well, maybe 6 or 7. I'm kidding. But just enjoying on those quiet nights at home, enjoying a game with a nice glass of bourbon by your
that's
side.
wonderful.
It'll be
Thank
a lot
you.
of fun for you. So, mazel tov.
Thank you very much.
And if you need anyone to share, you can invite me over.
Thank you.
Nobody, okay, there were no l'chaims during the Oneg Shabbat, okay? We have other stuff here. This is for him. Eric? Yes. Here? Sure, anywhere you want. You know, you're the president, anywhere you want.
I'll take it. Can you turn me on here, please? Thank you very much. Okay. Yeah, Tracy is a Royals fan. I guess we should just put that out.
Okay, all right.
Sorry. I know you've spoken to her about it and everything's peaceful. Okay. Gail, hello. Hello, everybody, virtually and here in person today. Gail and I just want to do a few thank yous and then, I don't know, a quick story if we have time. A quick story if we have time.
sure.
All right.
You're the president. Take as much time as you want.
Okay. Okay, first, Gail and I would like to thank the board of directors for electing us. We're humbled and honored, and we hope to meet your expectations. Thank you. I'm looking at all the, wow, there are a lot of board members here. That's awesome. Marla and Mark, thank you for all of your mentorship and deciding that, this system could be tried, and we're very honored, and we're really going to do our best to make you both proud. Thank you. Our families, of which Abby now only exists. Some of them were here, and now it's just Abby tonight. So, sweetie, thanks for staying it out. My wife, Tracy, who's, the light of my life, and I appreciate all of her love and support. And, Mark convinced her to let me do this, so good job. And, of course, the greatest husband ever. Just a wonderful guy, really another just son in my universe. And this is me talking, not Gail. She'll have other words to say about it. But Elliot, thank you. Thank you, Elliot. Our children, Abby, represented by Abby, the youngest, but also BJ, Lillian, and Rebecca. We will try to make this impact on you as minimal as possible and try and make you feel proud, and we love you, all 4 of you, very much. Okay. Oh, and our parents. Thank you to Mom and Dad, so thank you for that. Okay, a quick story about the first time I met a temple president. Okay, so it's 1983. It's Los Angeles. Tom Bradley is mayor. I'm painting a picture here of you. Okay, so Tom Bradley's president. We're all getting ready for the Olympics. I'm sorry. Thank you, mayor.
Mayor.
Yes, sorry, all this presidential stuff has my mind somewhere else. So Tom Bradley is mayor. On Tu B'Shvat morning, I'm driving to, we start this, Eric is driving, I'm 10, 11. I'm driving to Torah school. Everything's going great. I go up, I get my bagel, I get my orange juice, I start walking to class, and I get to class, and I'm one of the first 4 people there, and they're like, you're going to go see the president. We've raised some money to plant trees in Israel. And you're going to go bestow this certificate on the president. Okay, great. I'm 10. I don't really want to, go walk down to the boardroom and blah, blah, blah. But whatever. Okay, I'll do it. So 4 of us are given the certificate, and we're sent down to see President Bookman. And we walk into the boardroom. It's a pretty austere. There's mahogany. The whole whoop-de-doo is there. And so we present him. We've raised all this money for to plant trees in Israel. And he said, guys, come see this. Your teacher will be fine. Come, I want to show you something. So we walk through the boardroom, through the cloakroom, and then there we are in the sanctuary, this 1,500-seat auditorium, financed by Louis Mayer. It was really amazing. There's about a 250-foot tapestry designed by MGM that goes all the way around the room. It portrays stories from the Bible. It's really beautiful. He walks us into the center, and he says, sit in my chair. Right, close Cantor Davidson, just sit in my chair. And there's a phone there, and I'm like, this guy is powerful. And there are 4 of us, and they're like, I don't know, what are there, 6, 8 seats on either side? Yeah, so, and again, this phone, I'm very impressed. So he sits us all down, and he says, one day, you all will lead, he probably said this congregation, but we'll just go with a Jewish congregation. And, we're like, no, President Bookman, you're wrong. But we think about it a little bit, and he says, okay, and we walk back through, the robe room, the cloak room, back to the boardroom, and we're walking back, and there are 4 of us, and I turn to my friend Andrew, and his dad's on the board, and I say, so Andrew, what does President Bookman make? If he wants to be president, what do you get for being president? And he says, Eric, he doesn't get paid anything. He does this to support the community. These are 10-year-olds talking about this. And so we're walking up the stairs, and I'm like, what does he do? And he's like, he's Ronald Reagan's physician. So I don't know, that's my first story of a conversation with a president. Again, if you have any comments about the work that Gail and I do, feel free to go to the URJ or the President's Council for good things. My name's Eric, and I'm a joy to be your president. If they're bad things, my name's Allison Goldstein, and you're Beth. Have a good night.
Here, you've got a call.
Do you have the announcements? Do you have them with you or not? Okay, great. Okay. Thank you, Eric. But did you tell us if people didn't figure it out, did you tell us what temple you were at, by the way?
That was Wilshire Boulevard.
Yeah, if anyone couldn't figure that out, Wilshire Boulevard Temple. So, and did any of your other classmates? Are you the first one to become president of a synagogue?
I think so.
That's very good. You know what? Yes, you are. That's exactly.
Okay, yes.
So yes.
Done.
So call President Bookman and tell him, see what he said all those years ago has come true. So Mazel Tov. Mark, some announcements.
Let me offer a few brief announcements before we conclude the service. And it's my pleasure to represent the Board of Directors. My many thanks to Sisterhood and the Board of Directors and our lovely Barbara Brigman for hosting the Oneg Shabbat tonight. We have a lot of great activities coming up, and we hope to see many of you at them. First, please sign up now for our 2nd annual Shabbat Around the Table. On August 25th, we'll gather in the homes for intimate Shabbat dinners with Temple Bethel families. Reservation forms are located in the lobby, and please let Gail Efros know if you're able to host a dinner in your home this year. Second, we have 2 outdoor Shabbat services coming up very soon. Our annual 4th of July barbecue Shabbat is on Friday, July 7th in our courtyard. We'll have a delicious barbecue dinner, followed by our family Shabbat service under the stars. Then on Friday, July 14th, we'll meet with our friends from Congregation Ner Tamid and Temple Menorah at Torrance Beach for Shabbat on the shore. Please refer to your handout for the exact location. As always, please dress appropriately for these outdoor services, as the weather can get a bit chilly during services. We look forward to spending these outdoor Shabbat services with you, and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. And also a really special indoor service happening on Friday night, June 30th for Shabbat Kolenu. We'll welcome Cantor Natalie Young, just a friend of both Cantor Davidson and mine, who is a brilliant composer and musician who'll be sharing the bima on June 30th. So a lot of great services coming up ahead. I invite you to please turn to page 586 and please stand if you're able for Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'ateit gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'goraleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, U'mishtakavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai be seated. On page 592. When I die, give what's left of me away to children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved, and if you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not in your mind. You can love me best by letting hands touch hands and by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die. People do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. If you are observing a recent death or the anniversary of a death of a loved one, when I recite that person's name, please stand and remain standing until all the names have been shared. Then together we will stand as one community to recite Kaddish Yatom, the Mourner's Kaddish, on page 598. This week we remember the recent death of Bonnie Rogers, dear friend of Ria Zach's, and we continue to observe the first 30 days of remembrance for Stanford Opner. And we remember those who died at this season in years past, whose Yortzeit fell this past week, and whom we remember by name tonight. Leonard Berlin, Michael Boaz, Shirley Brandt, Annie Brickman, Reuben Chavari, Jonah Crane, Gertrude Dwoskin, Bernice Goldberg, Leela Helene Grant. We recognize the first Yortzeit of Barry Gross. Daniel Angelo Grossman, Dave Hoffman, Maurice Hoffnung, Solomon Hoffnung, Arnold Katz, Gertrude Katz, Robert Kramer, Bernard Loveman, Rosie Myers, Jacqueline Milinarski, Cletus Nesselrode, Marcel Pick, Rachel Z. Pollock, Louis Rosenberg, Rose Tausick, Ralph Zinner. If you are remembering someone and I neglected to share the name, please stand and share the name aloud. Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. Ready? Please stand if you are able as we join together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei,
v'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chaye dechol Beit Israel. V'agala v'izman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabba v'varach le'alem me'almaya. Yit barach v'yish tabach v'yit pa'ar v'yit romam v'yit naseh. V'yit hadar v'yit alev v'yit halal shemei dekudesha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechemata. Da'amiran b'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu. V'al kol Yisrael, ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu. V'al kol ha'olam. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbos. Shabbos. Shabbos.
Thank you.
So, do you drink, do you drink Basil Hayden's? Do you know it? Or, thing get over? I have to go pick up Ezra too. What time does this thing get over? Do you know?
I think 10.
Is it 10? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so.
Yeah, I told him to send me a text. I got my phone out.
My phone is in my car. You guys are bad. Well, we can't, we're on the BMO. We can't have our phones going off in the middle. Do you know who won the game? Who won the game? Do you know? No, when your phone's on, still on airplane mode, or where's it?
I'm on airplane mode.
I'm curious to know who won the game.
What, the Yankee and
No,
Red Sox?
no, the Cleveland.
Oh, the
Golden State
basketball game.
Yeah.
I'm not even following that. Because it's not even a contest.
We know it's been, you know what? It's been a contest for the first half of the first 3 quarters, but then Golden State is just kind of pulled away.
Where do we pick up? She said at 10, she thinks.
At 10? I don't know. Ask her where she wants to be picked up.
All right.
Whoa!
137,
Holy, whoa! 137 to 116?
What's that? Okay.
Wow!
Cleveland.
137? Are you kidding me? Wow!
Well, there's been no defense in the whole series.
137. That is absurd.
Yeah.
In a
final.
48-minute game.
Yeah.
So basically, every game now is won by at least 15 points. Now on.
That's kind of crazy, isn't it?
So.
Well, it's
You know,
still going.
hey,
Let's see who won the Yankees and Boston.
LA was at the game last night. It was like Red Sox lost 9-1. And LA was cracking.
Well, the Cardinals have won 7 in a row now.
Wow. Maybe it was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Denise always has something to share about the Tucsonians.